Operation Savage Rabbit, turn 4. This is a combined UK and China turn. So for production, I have 30 IPCs. I'm going to buy 1 fighter, 2 transports, and 2 infantry for the British. And with 16 IPCs, I'm going to be buying 5 infantry for China. So for combat moves, I'm going to be invading Iran, eastern Iran, with 2 tanks from India. So they're moving over. As well, I'm going to be attacking Burma with 1 infantry, 1 artillery, supported by 2 fighters. Up here in off the North Sea, so we have a couple of things. So I'm declaring for my tech, I have ATC radar, so that enables my bomber here to go from London to, it's got a total of 8 move because it's +2 for the airfield. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to attack this transport up here with my bomber. And I'm also going to send my destroyer, which is in a naval yard, 1, 2, 3, to attack that German destroyer. And my 3 fighters from England have 4 movement, +2 is 6, so 1, 2, 3. So the 3 fighters and that destroyer will be attacking that German destroyer. And then they have 3 movement left, 1, 2. So they can land at UK, or they can actually land in Belgium, Holland. And we'll see how the combat goes. So those are my combats. So now we're going to do our rolls. So let's do the one in Burma. So we got 2 fighters, 1 infantry and artillery versus 2 Japanese. Burma. So 2 fighters and an infantry and artillery. And I get a total of 1 hit so far. 1 hit for the British. The Japanese fire back and they get 1 hit as well. So it's 1 and 1. So I attack again. I have 1 artillery, 2 fighters, and the Japanese unit is dead, and they fire back and miss. So Burma is back in British hands. The other one is the Atlantic with a German destroyer. German destroyer, a British destroyer, and 3 fighters. So German destroyer and 3 fighters. And I get 1 hit. And then this German destroyer fires back and they also get a hit. So both units, surface units, are destroyed. So in the eastern Iran, the British take eastern Iran. The British have Burma back. The German transport off Belgium, off Norway is sunk. So now we're going to do non-combat. So as I mentioned, we have eastern Iran. The fighters in Burma are going to go back to India. The fleet in Sea Zone 81 is going to move to Sea Zone 76. The artillery is going to stay in Anglo-Egyptian Sudan and intimidate the Italians. So the bomber is going to go back to London. 1, 2, 3, 4. The carrier, British carrier, is going to go in the Channel. 2 fighters are going to land on the carrier, and 1 fighter is going to go into Belgian Holland. And just let me get a fighter plane. Here we go. So that's 2 fighters. So for my reinforcements, I'm putting 2 infantry in India. I'm putting 2 transports in the Channel because I have a shipyard there, so I can build ships there under protection by my carrier. I have 1 fighter that's landing in London, so they can fly cap over the Channel as well. So disposition of forces. In the Channel, I have 1 carrier with 2 fighters, along with 2 transports. In Holland, Belgium, I have 1 fighter. In Scotland, I have 1 AA. In London itself, I have 3 AAs, 1 fighter, 1 artillery, 4 AAs, 1 fighter, 1 artillery, 10 infantry, and 1 bomber. 1 AA in Scotland. Don't remember if I mentioned that. In Sea Zone 76, I have 1 carrier, 1 battleship, 2 cruisers, 1 destroyer, 2 transports. Eastern Iran, I have 2 tanks. In India, I have 1 destroyer in Sea Zone 39. In Burma, I have 1 artillery. In India itself, I have 2 fighters. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 infantry, 3 AAs, 1 artillery. And I believe that's it. So we're going to do IPC, but we also have this dastardly Italian here, so we're going to roll for him first. He can potentially get rid of 2 IPCs, so I'm going to roll for him first. So he has 2 dice. And they remove 1 IPC off the British. So my IPC count this turn, let's see if I can get this all on the board here. So I have my base. I took back Burma. I lost 1 in the convoy. So, and I have a 2 bonus for Iran still. So it's 28. Minus 1 is 27. Plus 2 is 29 for next turn. $29 IPCs. Okay, so now we'll go on to China. So for our combat move in Yunnan, there's a tank and a fighter, or tank and an artillery. We're going to move in 4. We're going to move in 5 infantry and a fighter, the Tigers, Flying Tigers. So for China, we have 5 infantry and a Flying Tiger. So we roll for that. You have to get 2 hits. And we get 1 hit so far. Japanese have a tank and an artillery. They roll and they miss. So there's a tank left. So I re-roll 5 infantry and 1 fighter. I definitely kill you, and my infantry goes the extra mile. And the tank, Japanese tank, fires back, and it gets a hit. So the Burma Road is back under Chinese control. They got 1 hit. So there's 4 Japanese infantry. The fighter goes back to Szechuan. I get to place my forces. So I'm going to put 1 in Kwichao and the remaining 4 in Szechuan. So I spent 15 out of 16 IPC, so I have 1 left, and I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 plus 1. The previous turn is 9, plus 6 for the Burma Road is 15. And that concludes China. Take care.